we can get started, and if anyone else comes in, that's great. So thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to join us. You know we're the Storage Group, and we're presenting our webinar today called Understanding Performance Insights on the Performance Dashboard. We'll take the next hour to describe the Performance Dashboard, go through a live demo of the dashboard in case you've never seen it, and we'll answer all questions at the end. So again, we're talking about Understanding Performance Dashboard Insights. My name is Kristen Paraguay, and I'm new here at the Storage Group. I'm the marketing manager here, and if you haven't met me yet, then I hope to see you at a trade show or event real soon. I also have Bessie Hathaway, the Storage Group's marketing coordinator, and we'll be presenting this webinar in tandem. The Storage Group, as you may already know, specializes in digital marketing for those in the storage facility industry. In fact, our new tagline is special to the storage industry. We provide cutting-edge digital products and services that ensure industry successes and improve customer experiences through technology, marketing, and consulting. In case you haven't checked us out in a little while, we have some exciting new projects and products that I encourage you to check out. A special launch special for the first of the year, so please reach out to Jill Baker, our Director of Sales, to answer any questions you may have or to inquire about any new features you may learn about on this webinar today. Just a few housekeeping items for the webinar today. We will be recording this live, and all attendees will receive a copy in the next few business days. If you have a friend or colleague who you think may enjoy this topic, add their name in the chat to the right, and we'll make sure to email them a copy as well. Also, if you have any questions, please feel free to type to the chat box to your left. We will be having a special question and answer portion near the end of the webinar. So if we don't get to your question while we're talking during the webinar, we'll be sure to answer it afterwards. And don't go anywhere. If you stay around until the end of the webinar, we have a special offer only valid to live webinar attendees. More on that later, so don't go anywhere. Stick around. It'll be worth it, I promise. So like I said, my name is Kristen Paraguay, and I'm the new marketing manager here at the Storage Group. A little about me is I have a well-versed background in marketing that combines both analytical and creative thinking. My versatile marketing skills range from analysis reports and translates well into both daily operations and crafting high-level strategy objectives. My favorite projects include creating long-term strategies for companies who are in phases of scaling up. I also enjoy finding new markets and growing market share for anybody I may work with. I also have on the call with me Bessie Hathaway, who is the Storage Group's marketing coordinator. Bessie, why don't you tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Hi everyone, as Kristen mentioned, my name is Bessie. I have extensive experience using Hootsuite, Constant Contact, MailChimp, and many other social media platforms. And my goal is to grow the online presence of self-storage facilities all over the country through social media and blog posts.
That's great, Bessie. Thank you so much for joining us today, too. Both of us will be presenting this webinar in tandem. So if you haven't visited us in a little while, the Storage Group offers a little bit of everything special to your self-storage business, including click and store, market intel, reputation management, social media management, website security, and more. Many of these have a place within the performance dashboard, and that's what we'll be talking about today. If you have any questions about these services or would like to add them to your already existing package, please reach out to us, or reach out specifically to our Director of Sales, Jill Baker, who will give contact information here at the end of this webinar. If you have any general questions, like I said, please feel free to type them into the chat box in the left, and we'll get to those at the end. A few things on the webinar agenda that we'll be covering today is Click and Store and its online rental data. We'll be covering website metrics specific to your website, reputation management, dynamic listings. We'll sum up with some key takeaways here at the end. We'll tell you about that special offer I just mentioned, so don't go anywhere. And we'll also have a quick Q&A session, so stick around. So the main objective in today's webinar is I really want you to walk away with a deeper understanding of the data and reports that you can find in the Performance Dashboard. You can take all of this data that you learned today and hopefully save time by having all of your analytics in one place. It's a really handy tool, and we're super excited to show you the demo of it. You'll also learn how to use the data that you do find in the dashboard to make strategic business decisions and marketing decisions, which is great considering end of year is coming up, and I know that many of you are working on your budget. So what exactly is the Performance Dashboard? We'll dive right in. Well, the Performance Dashboard is a personalized online tool from the storage group that contains data about your Click and Store online rentals, your website metrics, call tracking, customer reviews, Google pay-per-click advertising, as well as SEO, market intel, and dynamic listings. You can see that we've now pulled up the live demo. As this is just a demo, this happens to be our information, but your website information would pull up and it would look exactly like this. You can see that the menu there to the left offers Click and Store, metrics, market intel, reputation management, dynamic listings, everything I just mentioned, and we'll dive into those one by one. So here we are on the home page when you log in to your Performance Dashboard. Some of the main benefits of the Performance Dashboard are that facilities can view all of their self-storage analytics and data on one platform. You can access reports 24 hours a day. You can monitor your website performance and see how great the storage group is doing for you. You can save time by having all of this data easily in one platform, and you can contact the storage group support directly. Here on the dashboard on your home page, as you can see it says Home, you can see the whole overview of the Performance Dashboard and its features that I just mentioned. If you're a big analytics junkie like me, you love things like this because it makes for an effective marketing strategy going forward. So let's get to the features page of the dashboard. In this features page, you can read some basic descriptions about the reports and services that are located within the dashboard, such as what is call tracking, what is Google Analytics, what is a rankings report, or maybe what is dynamic listings. If you're interested in adding any of these services to your Performance Dashboard, you can click the Contact Us link below each description there in blue. Our cursor is over the Contact Us link. When you click that, you'll have a direct line to the storage group. If you need to contact us, we have an easy customer support link. Here on your screen, it says that you can email us. You can pick the subject from an easy-to-read drop-down. You can pick your facility that you're inquiring about, and you can type your message and then send it to us directly. You also have the ability to call either our East Coast or West Coast office, all under this customer support page, and that'll look the same no matter what your dashboard has. So that's a nice feature in case you ever need to reach out to us directly. So let's move on to Click and Store. As we pull up this demo, we'll quickly discuss that Click and Store online rental data within the performance dashboard. And by the way, we have a great new surprise about Click and Store after the first of the year. So please stay tuned to our social media pages, website, and future email communications about that. Click and Store online rental data, here that you can see, allows your facility to offer online storage rentals and reservations directly from your website 24 hours a day. Now let me be really clear that Click and Store is a separate product that you can add to your website, whether we've created it or not. Click and Store, we call it a kiosk in your pocket. That means that tenants can rent their unit online and move into their unit even if your facility office is closed, because the internet never closes, right? With Click and Store 3.0, which we'll be unveiling during the first of the year next year, you can sell storage supplies and other items to earn additional monthly revenue as well. So here on Click and Store, you can see the bookings. As this is just a demo, we just have a few to test it out. But you can see the bookings that came in by month. You can see your move-ins. You can see orders by type, price per square foot, and you see that all of these are broken down into easy-to-read pie charts and graphs. So no lording over long Excel sheets of numbers and trying to make sense of this. All of this is easy to find and easy to read right here on the performance dashboard of what Click and Store is doing for you. Click and Store, aside from all of these charts and graphs, you can also see abandonment, reservations, move-ins, bookings, and completed orders, all displayed within the dashboard. A reservation allows the tenant to hold a unit for a future date, but they would need to visit the facility office to finish the rental. However, a move-in allows the tenant to rent a unit online and move into their unit right away. An order is a non-payment transaction, such as a reservation. This data is displayed in the graph that we just showed you for easy tracking. You can also select a specific time frame that you would like to track. So for example, if you want to see how the holiday season is going for you, you can select the date range like our cursor is scaling over right now. You can also see the number of bookings and move-in per month in the charts and graphs below. So this is a really nice feature of Click and Store. Let's get to the abandonment page. Abandonment data is particularly important. So what exactly is an abandonment? Well, that's when a potential tenant has visited your website, begun the Click and Store online rental process, but for whatever reason, the tenant doesn't complete the rental and leaves your website instead. Maybe they had a lost internet connection, they got busy at work, they were just wanting to get some more information before finishing their order. Whatever the reason is, it'll create within the system in the performance dashboard an abandonment. And the nice thing about this is that all of the information created by the abandonment will be right here, again, easy to read in the performance dashboard under Click and Store abandonment. So you can see the facility name. Now that's your facility name. So if you have multiple facilities, it'll specify which one the call went to, or the abandonment went to rather. You can see the date that the abandonment was created, the kind of transaction that the person was creating before the abandonment happened, the date that they would need it by, the size of the unit they were trying to go for. If there was a cost, it would be right there under total cost. And the best part, you have first and last name, phone number, mobile, and email of the person who had created the abandonment. That means that as a business owner, this potentially lost sale is lost no more because you can follow up with them directly because you have all of their contact information. So, should the abandonment have been created because of maybe a lost internet connection, then you can follow up directly with them via phone and then finish the order. So that's a really nice feature. And the contact in the abandonment report contains all of this information in real time. Facilities can use this contact information, like I said, to follow up with abandoned website visitors to encourage them to complete the online rental. So you can call or email your lead. Click and Store also will automatically send an email with a coupon to the potential tenant as a follow-up. So, should the abandonment have been created because of a pricing issue, the coupon might be just what that person needs to get off the fence and join your facility. Facilities can also view their completed self-storage transaction there in the order page, right under the abandonment. So moving along in the demo, here in the orders page, you can see self-storage unit orders by name, date, transaction, unit size, price, phone number, and email, and you can track your online rental success with Click and Store. Now, for those of you looking for more Click and Store information as we're talking, like I said, please feel free to type out your questions as we're speaking and giving the demo, and we'll be sure to answer them as appropriate. So that's Click and Store, and those are really nice demos to have within the performance dashboard. So let's move on to metrics. We're pulling up a page called Call Tracking right now, and as you might imagine, call tracking records and displays data about your calls to the self-storage facility, including name, phone number, caller location, the length of the call, the source where they found your website or phone number, the date and time. All of this is displayed out in one easy-to-read section. So you see the facility, city, phone number. This particular source was an organic search off of the Bing search engine. There's a score, and under audio, you can actually listen to the call. So should you want to do quality management on the calls that are going in and out of your facility, you can certainly take a listen. You can also see how long that call was. So for example, this demo call was only 10 seconds, so possibly it was a wrong number or they just had a quick question about hours. You can see if the call was answered or not. Again, more QC for your facility. And you can email or flag the call depending on the appropriate action needed. Call tracking, as you can imagine with all of these QC features, can help you train your staff how to answer phone calls and improve sales over the phone. You can also learn where calls to your facility are coming from. You can listen to the recorded call within the dashboard, like we just said. So let's jump on down to Google AdWords and pay-per-click advertising. So obviously, when you search for the keyword phrase self-storage on Google, you'll see both paid and organic search results. The results with the word ad next to them are the paid PPC ads, also known as pay-per-click. A Google pay-per-click campaign allows you to increase online visibility as well as traffic to your website on a particular search engine, in this case, Google. Best of all, you only pay for these particular ads when someone clicks on your ad. So for example, up here on our demo, we see impressions. So close to 20,000 people saw this ad and 673 people clicked on it. This gives us a click-through rate of 3.38% and an average cost per click of $5.46. So you got your ad out there close to 20,000 times, but you didn't pay for that. If you have a Google pay-per-click campaign with the storage group, you can see how your campaign is performing in the dashboard. You can see impressions, click-through rate, and average cost per click like we just displayed. You can also see the days of the week that receives the most clicks, keywords by ad group, and number of phone calls that came into your facility. This is important so that you can see what kind of traffic comes in on what days. So for example, if your most popular day of the week is Saturday, then you want to make sure that you're fully staffed to go ahead and answer any phone calls that may come into your facility. Or you want to make sure that when you're allocating your budget to pay-per-click, that you're paying special attention to the kinds of days that are allotting the most traffic. The benefits of this data include being able to monitor your pay-per-click campaign performance, obviously, keeping track of your cost per click, tracking calls to your facility directly from your Google pay-per-click campaign so you can see if it's actually working for you. And you can also see how the storage group is bringing in potential tenants to your facility. So here, the click-to-call performance, this is tied directly to your pay-per-click campaign. So you can see that the call type was mobile call to click. The call source was an ad. The status of the call was received. The duration of seconds of the call was 12, just 12 seconds. So again, maybe it was just a quick question. And again, the day of the week was Saturday. So maybe that was a quick question about hours. You can see all of this click-to-call performance easily in the performance dashboard, again, to test and see how your pay-per-click ad is doing, as well as how phone calls coming into your facility are tracked. Below that is our keyword performance, and I'll let Betsy take over that.
All right. So as Kristen mentioned, this is the keyword performance section of the Google AdWords page on the dashboard. And so here you can see your most top performing ad groups, the impressions, so how many times these were seen online, number of clicks, so how many times do people click on your ad coming from those search terms, click-through rate, and then average position. So this one is 1.7. So this can range anywhere from position 1 to position 2. So that gives us an average of 1.7. And the ad groups that have the most clicks and the highest click-through rates would be your top performing ad groups. So that's important to keep in mind when you're monitoring your PPC campaign performance. And you can also see individual keywords up here. That was the ad group, and below was the individual keywords. And then you can also see your top 3 performing text ads. So it includes 2 headlines and a description. So if you want to have a special offer, include starting at prices, this facility chose to include that they offer online payments. So anything that can set your facility apart is really important to include in your PPC ad. Again, the impressions, so how many people saw the ad, number of clicks, so how many people clicked the ad, and this is only what you pay for. You only pay for the clicks, not the impressions. And then clicks divided by impressions gives you the click-through rate, so 2.98% and 4.78. Those are pretty good click-through rates, so these are performing at a good pace. Average cost per click, and then the average position, again, where your ad is on the search engine results page. All right. And then once again, if you have any questions, feel free to type them in the chat area. And then let's move on to Google Analytics.
Sounds great. Thank you so much for walking us through that, Bessie. So here on your website analytics, you can see a whole lot of breakdowns. So again, you can break it down by the particular facility of yours that you want to see, as well as date range. So we picked our facility and our date range that you want to see, and right here, we can see how many mobile, tablet, and desktop visitors that we've gotten to our website. So very clearly, this particular demo tells us that most of our website visitors are coming in via desktop visitors. Mobile is second, and a few tablet visitors. This is why responsive websites are so very important. That enables a visitor to your website to see the same kind of layout, easy to read and functional across all of these kinds of mobile devices or desktop. So moving on down, you can see your site visitors by views, and the blue graph is visitors total, and the green is brand new people to your site. This is good if you're looking at scaling up or getting new people to come into your facility. You can monitor all of these very closely and within the date range that you want. You can also see, because we love charts and graphs here, some more pie charts, including sessions by traffic type and views by device. So those numbers displayed up at the top there, views by device, are broken down into an easy-to-read pie chart. So if you happen to be more of a visual person and you want to see it laid out like that, that's where you'll go to see that, is views by device, same information from up top. You can also see sessions by traffic type. This particular one displays organic, direct, referral, email, and the miscellaneous not set. Scrolling a little further down here on our demo, you'll see page views. So these would be pages directly from your website, and you can see what traffic is coming to them, how people got there, and the time that they spent on the page. For example, and again, this is our personal demo page, you can see the first example is the home page. It's pretty common for your home page to be the most visited page on your website. So make sure it's always in tip-top shape, and we can definitely help you with that. You can see the number of views that it got, how many of those views are unique, aka new customers, the time spent on this site, and the path it took to get there. So because it's a home page, there's no path. It's no page to page to page. It's directly to the home page. You can do that with your website too, and a breakdown of all the pages. This is important, for example, if you have a special promotion going on and you find out that your most visited page is your home page, then you might want to make sure that all of your promotions also end up somewhere on your home page. So that's a really easy to read tracking report as well. A little further down, we see the keywords that were popular to take to certain pages. So for example, there were 5 searches directly for storageinternetmarketing.com, which is the website for the storage group. That would be a direct one. The next one came in via keyword search, search engine optimization report, and so on. You can also see visitors by city. Now, your facility will probably show a whole lot of cities near your facility because you want people within your location. That's pretty important for the storage industry. So you can see all of these handy-dandy reports by state, city, the visitors from there, and then the duration. All of these breakdowns help you make decisions about your business and to see your analytics in real time. So moving on, you can also see sessions by source, sessions by week, and again, session means anytime that someone goes on your website, And these break down what weeks are performing best and also source like Google, Bing, Yahoo, whatever it happens to be, how people are coming to your site. So for example, if you find out that a whole lot of people are finding your facility via Facebook, then you might want to keep your Facebook page up to date. So that's some really nice analytics reports on there. Let's move on to My Business Insights directly under it. My Business Insights shows data about your facility on both Google Search and Maps, such as the number of times the listing was shown when someone was searching for it directly, the number of times the listing was shown as a result of a categorical search, for example, just the word storage, the number of times the listing was viewed on Google Maps, the number of times the listing was viewed on Google Search, and so on. All of these have a clear description and links directly to it. So really easy to read, user-friendly, really good insights for you to have about My Business Insights. This section can help you track calls and directions from your Google listing, which can show that a potential tenant got in contact with you or visited your facility in person. If you have further questions about My Business Insight and would like to delve a little deeper into it, please feel free to type in your questions during the webinar, and we'll go ahead and answer them at the end. Let's move on to Rankings Report directly under My Business Insight. This is another very important report for those of you who have SEO services with the storage group. It shows both local and organic rankings, such as how your website is performing on Google, Google Mobile, Google Maps, Yahoo, Bing, etc. You can also see rankings by position, like if you're in position 1, positions 2 through 5, etc. And the search engine results pages, also known as SERPs. You can see the number and percentages of rankings by position over time. The bright green here on your screen shows the position 1 ranking specifically. Green is good. That means you're first. The ranking report has many benefits for you as a facility owner. It helps you to monitor local and organic rankings, view ranking changes over time, look at top performing keyword phrases, and you can see how the storage group and our efforts through your SEO account, how our strategy has helped you get your website in front of more potential tenants. So again, here's some ranking changes. Green again is good. It means that your keyword has gone up or your rankings in general has gone up. So you can see this particular one has all had increases on Google and mobile and Maps. There's been a few with no change, a few have gone down, and there's some new rankings as well. Going on down with the rankings table just breaks all of this information a little bit further down for you. It shows you the keywords there on the left, and there on the top you see Google, mobile, Maps, Yahoo, Bing, etc. How people may be accessing the site. So that's all really helpful for you to look at data-wise. I know as a marketer, I love things like this, and you as a facility owner can find a lot of help in this as well. So very good. So that's Rankings Report. Let's move on to Market Intel. There we go. Let's move on to Market Intel, also known as price comparison. Here we have your chosen facility name in the top and the facility, average difference, most overpriced, underpriced. So what is this? Well, basically, Market Intel is how the storage group lets you know local competitor data for the storage industry specific. You can view your facility's average price, the local average price of your competitor's storage units in the area, and the average price difference percentage between both your price and the local average rate, which gives you the most overpriced and underpriced units as a percentage. So you can see there's 22 facilities in competition with an average difference, and you can see most overpriced and most underpriced. For example, this first one, a unit size 20 by 20, the unit type being climate controlled, there's 5 comparable units with a facility average of $120, a competitor average of $329. That's the big difference of $174. And you can go ahead and view competitor units as well. That's anything blue is mostly clickable. So you can go ahead and view that. So when you go ahead and click View Competitor Units, you can see the image, which will have the facility image, the competitor name and where they're located, the unit type, all climate controlled, all very comparable. Again, comparable unit size, all 20 by 20. That'll obviously be a square foot of 400. And the price average for all of those, the price total rather for all of those. So you can see how much or however little data that you want. Market Intel helps you view also the facilities map. So those 22 competitors, all within a very, very small little area there. It's not an industry average across the nation. These are real-time competitors that will be near your facility, all detailed out in the map. So again, if you're a visual person like I am, this kind of map is very helpful for you. And moving on further down, you can see a little bit more about your competitors. So you have an image of what their facility looks like. You have their name and location, as well as their physical address, including city and state. The distance would be the distance from your facility to theirs and the average ranking that they have online. So you can see how your competitors are performing as well. So again, this can be found all under the Market Intel section of the Performance Dashboard. So here in Market Intel, and a little bit more about your competitors, you can see the total number of facilities near yours, 77. You can break it down by unit size, unit type, competitor average, and again, you can view the competitor units. Why is it important to view size, type, prices of your competitors? Well, if you know how your competitors are performing and what they're offering, you can try to compete with them by price or by offering something a little bit better. For example, maybe you dig into this competitor data and you find that you're severely underpriced for your area. That means that you can raise your prices and the market will still allow for it. Or maybe you find the opposite problem and that you're overpriced compared to all of your competitors. Should you be losing money from that, you can evaluate your pricing strategy and move from there. This Market Intel data is very important for all facilities owners and making business decisions. Market Intel is a very important part of the Performance Dashboard. So very, very good to see what your competitors are doing and where they're at. So let's go on into market demographics. Oh, there we go. Demographics/census data. Census data, as you may already know, available here in Market Intel, is really information such as the people who have computer and internet usage, male versus female populations in your location, the number of households, including maybe married people, people with kids, their employment data, median household income, and more. You can search for census data by your particular zip code, and this can help you not only to decide what to do with your existing facility, this can also help you decide what city to build your facility in next. Excuse me. Census data is very important in knowing what your market will allow for. For example, here in our demo, a location in North Carolina, there's many total housing units, so pretty healthy market to build a new business in. You can also see that there's many married couples with children. So maybe you want to build a facility and host a promotion around back to school or something fun for the kids to enhance your business. That's the kind of things that you can figure out from census data so that you can make business decisions and marketing strategy decisions for your business based on real-time analytics, demographics, and real-time census data. So that's a really important part of market intel. There are several major benefits of using market intel overall. Of course, you can help make strategic pricing changes to stay competitive in your market, decide what units to add to your facility, and choose what other areas to build additional facilities in. This is a really great deal from the storage group to your facility because many other competitor data tools such as this can go anywhere from $10,000 a year or more. Market intel is included in the premium performance plan from the storage group or is available a la carte. Compared to a possible $10,000 or more investment per year, this is a great value for all market-based data so that you can use this to make important business decisions. So go ahead and log into your market intel today if you have a premium performance plan. If not, inquire how to upgrade your plan. If you don't go ahead and if for example, you were to find this data on your own, it would also be very time consuming. So market intel here on the dashboard, the performance dashboard from the storage group. Check that out. As a reminder, if you have any questions during the webinar, feel free to type them into the chat box there to the left. So let's move on to reputation management. So as this loads here, reputation management is basically online customer reviews that can not only help to attract new tenants to your facility, but they can also improve your website's SEO performance. Reputation management allows you to monitor and respond to online customer reviews from Facebook, Google, and Yelp directly from the performance dashboard. That means that you don't need to log into Facebook, look for reviews, reply, log into Google, look for reviews and reply, and so on. Again, very time consuming. This will show you your facility's average, highest, and lowest star ratings displayed there at the top as we run our cursor over it. You can also see some sample reviews here in the dashboard. So for example, this first site is from Facebook. It'll show which of your facilities the review is specific to, the date that the update was made, the reviewer, which would probably be a client, the comment that they actually left verbatim, the rating that they left you, and you can also reply directly from it. So if this particular one gave you a 5-star ranking, maybe you just want to type back and say thank you really quick, all from the performance dashboard. So those are really nice features to have and save you time as well. Just to let you know, the reviews can have a 1 to 5-star rating. And with the help of the dashboard, again, you don't have to visit several different review sites to respond to your reviews. So this alone saves you a lot of time. So let's go to dynamic listings. We'll click on View Listings here. So local listings, such as listing on Google Maps, are an essential part of every self-storage facility's marketing strategy. Again, attracting local business to your facility is ideal in an industry such as the storage industry. By using this, it can help you to focus your facility's local and organic rankings, as well as put your facility in front of the eyes of more potential tenants. If your facility has dynamic listings, the Storage Group Local Listings Management System, you can go ahead and, here in our demo, view the listing name and status in the dashboard. Statuses include things like active, submitted, processing, waiting on customers, suppressed, and more. For example, active means that the listing is visible online. And here's some examples of what we just spoke about, of the listing name and statuses. So that's dynamic listings. So as we wrap up here, what are some key takeaways to take away from this webinar that we discussed the performance dashboard? Well, as an owner or manager of facilities with multiple locations especially, you can view information about each location individually or combined all within one login. You can respond to online customer reviews through the performance dashboard. You can view your website traffic, traffic sources, most visited page on your site, time spent on your website, website visitors by location, device, and browser, all in the Google Analytics report. You can also monitor SEO performance over time with Rankings Report. You can view click and store abandonment reports and orders. You can use abandonment contact information to gain more tenants. And you can use market intel, which provides you with database competitor information to help facilities make strategic business decisions. So why use the performance dashboard? Well, you can save time by having all of your self-storage analytics in one place, even if you have several different facilities. You can avoid having to visit multiple sites and dig through emails to look for different reports or log on to different platforms to respond to online customer reviews. You gain 24/7 access to your analytics. And if you're a Pro Plus, or Premium client here at the Storage Group, you get unlimited support from the self-storage marketing experts here at the Storage Group to answer your questions. We really appreciate your time today, and as a special offer for webinar attendees live today, you'll receive 50% off of your Click and Store 3.0 setup. Remember, Click and Store is coming out early next year, and you'll get a rush on the market if you sign up and save 50% just for attending this webinar. Now, this offer is only available until December 28th, so if you are interested, please go ahead and contact Jill Baker, our Director of Sales. And we'll go ahead and put her contact information up on the screen in a moment if you don't already have it. So as promised, we'll leave that up here for a minute so you can go ahead and get Jill's contact information. We'll go ahead and open it up to the question and answer portion of this webinar.
Thanks, Kristen. That was a lot of great information. So let's get started with the Q&A section of the webinar. So our first question today is the performance dashboard available to all facilities? And the answer to that is yes. So all TSG clients have access to their own customized dashboard. However, what is in the dashboard can greatly depend on what performance plan or a la carte services you have. And so if you have the premium performance plan, you'll get the most used functionality and analytics out of the dashboard. And then one question is, where does the competitor market information come from? How is it generated? So we have a couple of trusted sources that we use. Census data can be from the government, which is how they collect that. But we have a few trusted sources that we use to generate that information. And for the most part, it is pretty accurate. However, as far as decisions you want to make based on that, that is kind of at your own discretion, but it is pretty accurate. It's as accurate as we can get it to be. And then the next question is, how much does the performance dashboard cost? So it is included in your monthly performance plan payment. It's free of charge. And then, as I mentioned earlier, the information that you can see in the dashboard will depend on what plan you have. And then, how often is the performance dashboard updated? And so all the data is updated several times a day. However, the Google Analytics and ranking reports are updated monthly. So you want to check back each month for the most accurate data. And then you have 24/7 access to your analytics, so you can monitor your data as often as you want and look for changes. So that's not a problem at all. If you want to monitor daily, weekly, monthly, you can use it as much as you need it. And then if I have multiple facilities, do I need a separate login for each facility? And the answer to that is no, absolutely not. We want to make it as easy for you as we can to access your analytics and data. And so if you have multiple facilities, you can just use one login, and you can view all your facilities together or separately. So we try to make it as easy as possible to keep track of your data. And then how do I add a service so it shows up in my dashboard? So in the dashboard, if you click on a tab, for example, maybe you don't have market intel, it will show that nothing is there. It'll ask you if you want to add it, to contact us. And so if you are interested in adding a service, please contact Jill Baker, Director of Sales, and she can help you upgrade your plan or add any a la carte services. And then what do I do if I have a question about the data in the dashboard? And we went over a lot of information today. I know it's a lot to take in, and we will be sending out that webinar replay recording so you have it on file and you can access it as needed. But if you have some further questions about the data in the dashboard and you're a Pro, Pro Plus, or Premium plan client, you have unlimited support from TSG. So feel free to reach out to us via email at support@storagegroupinc.com or give us a call and we can set up a performance call with you or answer any questions you may have. And will new features be added to the dashboard in the future? And yes, we are always trying to improve the features and functionality in the dashboard because we want to give you the best value and help your facility succeed. So keep your eyes open for any updates from us about any new features that will be coming out in the future. So it looks like that's all the questions we have and all the time that we have today. So thank you so much for joining the webinar. We appreciate you taking the time out of your day. And don't forget, if you are interested in the 50% off Click and Store 3.0 setup offer, please contact Jill Baker before December 28th. So get that deal in before the new year starts. Her contact information is on the screen. Please contact her via email or phone. And we look forward to having you join the Click and Store TSG family. So thank you, everyone, and have a great day.